running, but I'm here. I'm here. All right, there we go. There we go. We're live. Yes, we're live. All right. Let's see what we got going in the market today. It's right at 8:30. The must have just come out. Y'all see these monster candles? I'm gonna go back to the calendar so you can see that the market is already decided. Well, this pop may be, you know how sometimes the pop is just a precursor to the real move, so you can't get excited on that first pop, right? Because it could definitely be something else. Today's Thursday, and we have the core PPI data came out. Oh, stop! There we go. A precursor to the real move, so you can't get excited on that first pop. Okay, right? So I hope that means that I muted it on my listening end, not muted on my streaming end. Let's go with that. Core PPI was this morning. They were anticipating 0.3%. Turned out it was flat. 0, 0. It was 0.5% last time. They thought 0.3% this time, and it's 0%. That's the PPI data. Month over month, I was supposed to be 0.1. It turned out to be negative 0.2. Again, this is about the same amount of movement. Unemployment claims 242,000. They thought it would be 225,000. These all are red. Those are not don't appear to be good here as far as PPI goes, but the market seems to be absorbing information real weird. It's like something should come out and be a negative and the market will run. Something should be a positive and it'll drop. We'll see. Good morning, Carmen. Good morning, Asleen. And hey, Jamie. Jamie says the pop is hopium. Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's the case. Those 3 data points right here definitely are not positive data points at all. If we had been closer to the number, then maybe, but we're about negative 0.3% on both of these. Natural gas storage at 10:30. Treasury Secretary Yellen is going to speak at 12 o'clock, orange folder. Remember, Williams will speak at 12. It says yellow folder, but anytime the FOMC folks are talking, you already know. Excuse me. And at 1 o'clock, we've got a 30-year bond auction. That's another orange folder. So these are landmines for today, just so you know. These are landmines. We're not just moving on past these like all is well. These are things that can trip you up in the market. So you definitely want to trade accordingly. Okay, let's trade accordingly. Let's see what the VIX says for the morning. The VIX is at 12.13. It's up 0.75%. And I bet if I was to refresh, it's also refreshing. Then basically it's where it is. It's at 12.13. You know, we used to put a lot of energy, I want to say, into the VIX, or maybe we should just go check like the fear monitor, because it doesn't seem to be giving what it used to give. It definitely seems to be a little different now than it used to be, right? So if we're looking at Yahoo Finance, Judge again, something to do with even in Tesla, the Fed isn't really taking 2 rate cuts off the table. I hope nobody heard that yesterday. Tesla jumps as Musk says shareholders back the pay package. Now he's got to basically persuade a judge. I was looking for energy transition. Is called in a trilemma, like not a dilemma, but a I was looking, I thought earlier, maybe I thought, Broadcom, there we go. I knew there was some other stuff that had something to do with Tesla related. Broadcom soars as demand for AI chips power forecast raise. What we're going to look at today is Broadcom. We're going to look at SOXL. We're going to look at Taiwan Semiconductors, which also popped overnight. I don't really chart Tesla, but we can look at it if somebody here wants to. Hey, Karen. He's still Jamie. He's still Jamie. He's still around. I had to go resurrect my friend. Listen, all of us need. Remember the movie Remember in the movie Get Out? Was it Get Out? I'm pretty sure it was Get Out, where what was the main friend? I want to say his name was Ronnie, but that might not have been the friend's name. The one who was like, something ain't right about my friend. And he went looking to go find his friend. Who remembers the movie? Good morning, Ward. Who remembers the movie? And I think it was Ronnie. And he basically was like, I'm going to look for my friends. People were after was like, everybody needs a friend like Ronnie who will come looking for you. I don't remember the name. I want to say his name was Ronnie, but I could be wrong on the name. As soon as somebody says, I'll be like, yep, that was it. That's how I felt the other day. I was like, I'm going to find my friend. I'm going looking for my people. What? I was asking around, what in the world? And people, nobody had answers. I was not satisfied with that. Says wholesale prices unexpectedly fell 0.2% in May. I'm not sure how they unexpectedly fell. They was hoping they probably was going to stay up. So that's probably what unexpectedly means. Tesla pops 7% after Elon Musk says he's set for victory in $56 billion pay vote. Ooh. Said their vote on his pay won't resolve the legal disputes. Tesla expects to raise Model 3 prices in Europe after higher EU tariff on China EVs. The Fed's new rate forecast to move. This was what I wanted to talk about. I knew this was something else on here. GameStop tanks with a huge volume in the call options opened by Roaring Kitty. Roaring Kitty. You're welcome, my friend. Roaring Kitty. I told y'all to be careful with him because as soon as he made some kind of move, it was going to affect everything. I said that, but people who GameStop, we talked about a little bit yesterday. Okay, so we looked there and there. Okay, so our earnings that we had Broadcom yesterday after the market closed, and from what I understand, Broadcom had a monster response to earnings. It's popping up now, I think, had a monster response on, but part of what their response was them saying they're going to have a stock split. Doesn't that always move things? We're going to split our stocks. And, in the semi space, I think this, has its own pluses if you're in the semiconductor space, because that definitely seems to be a hot place to be. Seems to be a very hotbed right now is in the semiconductor space. So Broadcom had earnings, AVGO, Dave & Buster's or Play, PLAY, Torrid, and Oxford. Of course, everybody, all eyes on Broadcom right there. And making sure there's nothing else in the investing.com that we wanted to mention. Nope, doesn't seem to be. Okay, so today, though, this morning, we've got Signet Jewelers, Korn Ferry, Lovesac, and Wiley. And then today, aftermarket, another anticipated, is going to be Adobe. I'm sure that will be anticipated after. These other ones, not that they're not important, just aren't as anticipated. I'll use that word. They're not being checked for as much. Not saying that they're not important. Let's see what Adam had to say. Yeah, that pop went up and popped right on back down. As Jamie said, it was hopium. Okay. Adam said, since early May, my target was 53.74, resistance of a 3-month megaphone, and which a megaphone is the same thing as like a broadening formation. And SPX certainly agreed, basing under it since 10 o'clock yesterday. 53.51 was key support as posted. It held all night. The plan today, 53.55, 53.75 is all chop. As long as you're greater than 53.55, then 53.75 and 53.94 are alive. If 53.55 fails, then we dip to 53.44 and 53.31. Okay, so the gap between ES and SPX has changed. Notice these numbers. If you looked at Adam's numbers this morning on Twitter, his numbers are in the 54s, and these numbers I'm giving you are in the 53s. The gap between ES and SPX is now 70. So, every so often, then it has a rhyme and a reason. I just don't know what it is, that every period, one of them flips over. I want to say ES flips over to like its new nomenclature based on the month or whatever. And S&P doesn't do that. So the gap between these two will widen, and then over time it will close back up, which as of yesterday it was 6, right? And today it's 70. So it must have flipped over to its thing yesterday. So that's how we do. Morning, Tanya. So if you're trading XSP, you've got 540 on the call side and 533 on the put side. Definitely want to trade accordingly. All right, we want to trade accordingly. I'm going here next. The price discount, the discounted price for the Chart Your Way to 100K, the $200 off, has been extended throughout this week. I want to make sure I'm leaving enough opportunity for all who want to be involved in order to get involved, right? It's a stock charting training course. What we'll do basically is it's a hybrid course. You're going to have access to all the training videos that have been pre-recorded, and then we will spend time together for the next 4 weeks, really learning and going over what you've already learned in your own private time. So it's a hybrid in that I'm not reteaching the things that are taught in there, but I am helping you to, understand. I've bought classes before and gotten the material and gone through it, but had extra questions and nowhere to ask, nobody to ask the extra questions. And I'm not doing that to anybody. I'm making sure that we have the training course, and we're going to spend about a month, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it takes for us to really get it. We're going to spend that time together. Right. So there's 4 weeks of interactive learning for this price. There's we're going to do the basics of charting, support, resistance, trends, broadening formations, gaps, candlesticks, indicators. How do you chart for specific strategies? Because if you're charting as a buyer, may be a little bit different than charting as a seller. There are a lot of similarities, but there are some things that will be a little bit different. And then you also will continue to stay inside of an exclusive Telegram that I will manage, that I'm there to continue to help you down the road. I will say, I know that there are people who are not leaning into charting. I already know it, because when we talk about it in groups and places and spaces where I am, people are not, and mainly because they don't know how. All right. So this is not a pride thing. Like, are you just not doing it? Because most times people aren't doing it because they don't know how. So how about we learn how? Right? Because if you plan on being a charter long term, and I hope you are, I'm a trader, not a charter. If you plan on being a trader long term, and I hope you are and do, then you're gonna want to make sure that you're able to technically analyze whatever stock it is you're deciding to trade. And this is a long term thing. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. But if we don't get foundational skills underneath our belt, then that time is going to be short-lived, and that's not what we're after. So I'm just saying, I want to help. I want to help those to learn what they need to learn in order to be long-term traders, long-term master traders. We're trying to be good at this. Nobody's just trading just to be saying I'm a trader. We're trading to make money, right? We're trading for income. We want to be good at this. So head over to educatortotrader.com, or you can go to Chart Your Way to 100K. I know people will say, $400, that's a lot of money, but I promise you, if we were to pull up some portfolio wins and losses, some P&Ls, I'm sure we've lost more than $400 in a day trade or in a one trade. You've lost more than $400, right? So maybe we should go ahead and get some training so we don't have to have that repeat. We don't have to have that repeating on us. We can be doing different and doing better. All right. I'm looking up here at the screen. We're moving back to the charts. I'm going to talk about, if you got some charts you want us to look at, then put them in the comments. But I'm going to look at AVGO, Taiwan Semiconductors, and SOXL for possible trade ideas. Anytime these stocks do big pop or something on us, we can, do I want this? Then we can potentially capitalize. We can potentially capitalize on it. I don't think I do. I think I'm going to go to my platform, my Thinkorswim. That way I can also see numbers. I want to also be able to see the numbers for the trades. I think I need to go the other way, because This will be the main one. We look at AVGO. There we go. We'll start there. Broadcom is what we're looking at first. I'm going to take this. I really could change this to just a 1. Save myself the hassle. Not being confusing to anybody over there. I'm going to go to a daily chart. AVGO is a $1,495 stock. So keep that in mind. This must have been yesterday. Today's the 13th, right? So yesterday there was a gap up. Let me get mine. Jamie, while you're on the call, I need you to tell me how to put my tools up here and keep them locked. I forgot how to make these drawing tools stay up here as a lock. Putting on that was the gap from yesterday. Actually, it would have been just this much. And I know I used to be able to do it, but now when I active tool, now it doesn't let me do it. And it used to be where they would stay up here in this top left corner, and I could put a pin in it, and it would let me. It would stay there, but now it's not even like popping up, so I can pin it. Maybe I should go to tools here. Nope, that's different tools. He'll be able to give me an answer in short order. Hey, Janae, good morning, girlfriend. It is a knowledge investment. That's a good way to put it. When you're purchasing or learning some different things, like the charting I'm talking about, that's a knowledge investment. And knowledge is something people can't take from you if you lean into it. And I know there's people all over everywhere who are selling courses. I get that. I totally get that because I see them all the time too. And not just see them, I buy courses regularly. And sometimes I'll be heave-ho and I start up real strong and then I get sidetracked. But the good thing about this particular one is when we start, I'm going to also have weekly meetings. Most of the courses I've bought, they sell it to you and nobody comes back around checking for you. Nobody swings back around going, how's it going? They just get their money and you never see them. Won't stay there. They get their money. You don't ever, never see them again. So, okay. We see some supports here at 1436. Now, I'm believing this is probably a 5 spread, if not bigger, but let's go see. Do we have some resistance up here to look at? It's not looking like it. Look, we might just have to go with a put credit spread and not be trying to be up on the call credit spread side. What is current price now? Is $16.95. Wow, that monster jumped 200 points. 200 points. I'm looking at the bid and the ask up here. It's up 200 points. Wow. Anybody who owns AVGO is going to be real excited when the market opens. Ah la la. A 200-point jump off for earnings. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Okay. So AVGO is here. Let's go see what the spreads look like for. Let me see if I can make this bigger so everybody can see. I have to trade it back off the larger when it's just me because it makes the columns look crazy. Let's see if we're looking at the 14th, and it's a 10 spread. So if you're doing one of these, you're looking at $1,000 of collateral. Let me get us to the right week because that right there is a 21st. Yep, it's a 10 spread. See, 1650, 1660, so on and so forth. I think we need some more. We're going to need some more strikes if we're trying to look for at least it's a plus minus 87. Plus minus 87. So we need to go down to like 1400, 1405, somewhere in there. Right? If we're plus minus, that's not even enough. I don't think I'm going to get there. Oh, down here, looks like we're at a 5 spread the further away you go. 1,400 is way down here. Down. I still don't have enough strikes. Wow. 1,400. Oh, this is a 2.5 spread this far away. Wow, further away, don't have the 5 spread. Okay, so I was looking at 1,400. It's an 88% probability out of the money. Let's turn it to a vertical. If you want 1,397, 1,400. This is a 2.5 spread and it's paying 195. That definitely needs to be definitely is something that we need to wait to see the market open. Okay, we wait to see the markup because that's a whole lot of capital. That's a whole lot of premiums that you're gonna get to be that far away from current price. To get $195 credit off of 2.5 off of $250, that just seems a little unreal. That's because the market is closed right now. But 1,400 would definitely be where I would look, because I would want to get underneath this 87. Not that I would expect it to drop back down here, but you know, you got today and tomorrow. Again, not that I would expect it to drop back down here. Let's go back to the single though and see what would be our, if we were looking at like an 80% probability out of the money, that puts us at 1445, 1440, 1445. And let's see what that shows it's paying. That's a 5 spread, and it shows it. It's paying 185. This makes a little more sense. That 195 for 2.5 is unrealistic. 185 for a 5 spread makes a little more sense, right? So if you want to get a 5 spread underneath AVGO, that might be a move, right? Just tell you if anybody got a coupon code for the AVGO options, because looky there, y'all see them prices. AVGO announced a stock split 1 for 10. Yeah, they did announce a stock split. I had already said that before you joined the call. But look, this if you're buying a call option, well, this looks real. Oh, there it is. If you're buying a call option, $340, again, the market is closed. But the current price is like right at 1,700 right now. That says this, but like in the money, 1,690 is $800. As soon as the market opens, hard to borrow. Hard to borrow is interesting. That means they don't want people shorting it. That's interesting. That hard to borrow. HTB means hard to borrow. That they don't want people shorting it after it jumps this high. So depending on how it comes off of, depending on how it opens, because some people, a lot of people, not just some people, a lot of people probably when it opens up, they go sell as not Mancini. What's that dude's name? Is it Singh? What's the man's name we used to do all the time? Latchman. Latchman is gonna be like, this is people gonna do profit taking. People will be taking their profits. So watch and see. You might be able to create a spread and ride back down with some good premiums. With some good premiums, you might be able to ride back down. Okay, let's go look at Taiwan Semiconductors, which was like a sympathy. Taiwan Semiconductors was kind of a sympathy. It popped as well. So Taiwan Semiconductors closed at 172 yesterday, 172.43, but now it's at 174.80. So it's up $2, like $2.40. Maybe that'll hold. Maybe not. Jamie, did you find me an answer on my tools yet? Alrighty, so that we got a couple of gaps that we're looking at. Clear the drawing set. Put that back. I do still want that. Didn't mean to clear all the drawings. I still want my gaps. Taiwan Semiconductors gapped up yesterday. It also has a gap from back here, from back a week ago, maybe. What's this? June the 4th, between the 4th and the 5th, it also had a gap. And this one here, this is a littler gap, but it just kind of ran into that one and it got filled partially filled by this candle here, not fully filled. So let me adjust that to show that it's not all the way filled. But it just kind of overlapped. Basically, the gaps overlapped. Come on. Let me make some moves. Make that move right now, baby. Okay. Support and resistance. Some support off in here in the middle. I bet this is a chair of sorts. We've got some support here. Some resistance or support now there. And one here. Let me see if Taiwan Semiconductors has any resistance back here. I'm thinking we're at all-time high on them too. All these are at all-time high. Let me get some more. Oh, I got 2 years. Let me go back. I think we're at all-time highs. So there's nothing back there. I think we're alone now. All righty. So if you're looking to trade Taiwan Semiconductors, I would look to be maybe, the top and the bottom of this gap will provide some support. So you got some lines here. You could look there. Let's look on the I'm just going to look at the option chain. We've got an upward trend going. I do not need anywhere near this many strikes anymore. We're looking on the credit spread side. On the single, we got 170 or 167.5. So if we were looking back here, we have support at 171, 168. So 167.5 could be a good place to have your 167. 170 would put you in the middle of this gap, which also could be fine. Current price 175 and some change. It's definitely started moving even after we mentioned it. It does have a high of 176.06, so we can actually put a line up there because it went to that place and it couldn't hold up to 176.06. So that could be our current resistance at this point because that's the highest place it went and it did not go. So you have bumped it and pulled back, right? 175.25 is current price. So we're looking on the put credit spread. I would not get in front of the train though. So I just as a suggestion. Market is closed, but 167.5, 170. We got a plus minus 4 over here, plus minus 4. So if we take 4 away from the current price, that puts us at the 170, right? So 4 away from this puts us at 167. So one of these two, whichever you're more comfortable with. 167 is going to, the market is closed. So it's showing it pays $29, which is more than 10% anyway. And then if you went up to 170, currently it's showing $58. That's not a bad move. To do 167.5, 170. All right, 167.5, 170. General tab, my tool, select on each chart. Then you go up there and add the buttons using toolbar gear. Oh, thank you. I will do just that. This particular gear, click the gear for settings. Oh, I need to go to the chart. Click the gear for settings. I think that would be this. General tab. Yep. My tools. I don't see a thing. Oh, my tools. Duh. Off. And then you know what? When I changed to the new people, a lot of this stuff seemed to get lost. Select on each chart, then go up there and add the buttons using the toolbar icon. Oh, there we go. Yes, yes. Okay, I'm here now. I want to add the ones I want to add. That's not what I wanted. I don't want you. Oh, I like the text note. I don't need this right here, though. I wonder if I click this, what makes that add on here? It didn't. I'll figure that out. Okay, so that was Taiwan Semiconductors. Right. I would say, as I said, I probably would go with underneath. I wouldn't necessarily get in front of it because we don't know what kind of move it's going to make going upwards from here. It could pop back up to that 176 place and not be able to push past. Of course, you could look at how do we, how much past if you want to go with the single and you want to do like a plus 4.4. If you're feeling a little more froggy, you could go up to what 180 if you went up 4 from here. If you went up to like 180, 182.5, it's at 87. You could go up higher if you wanted. That could potentially provide you some more money. As you see at 180, it's $6. That's because the market's not open. Clear the gear on the new toolbar and it'll give me. Oh, there it goes. It popped up here. Clear the gear right here. Come back. Come back. It was just there. Now it's not. Yeah. Okay, let's go to SOXL. SOXL. Gapped up yesterday. A lot of stuff seemed to gap up yesterday, huh? These semis for sure. This gap here has been filled. This one here has not. What trades are we in that we're mindful about this morning? Oh, I meant to talk about that. Was it PayPal yesterday? What was the one I gave y'all yesterday morning? It was at last look, it was breach Uber. Uber was I have the 73.74. It's currently at 73.32 is the current price. So if you got into that Uber call credit spread yesterday, you might take a look at it this morning when the market opens. So that way you can see what it is you want to do. It's in the middle of the two strikes at this point. Perhaps you went to 74 because some people aren't as aggressive in strike selection as me. So you might have had 74 or 75, and in that case, your trade is fine. Click the gear in the new toolbar. You'll click that at the start, selecting the ones you want. Okay. I don't even see the new toolbar. It didn't pop up anymore. We'll work it out. Work it out. Work it out. It says on each chart. So I've got okay. Then when I come up here, it's not here. Let's see what we got for support and resistance. I also think, or maybe you can tell me, are we at all-time high on SOXL? Why are you calling? Can you not hear me? Can you not hear me?
I can hear you
now. Okay.
So, listen.
What?
When you go up to the toolbar,
I'm live, so you know everybody can hear you.
Well, hey everybody.
Yeah, I'm still live.
Well, you keep going back to it, so I have to
call. Okay.
So, if you hover, you gotta hover in that area where the toolbar was before, where it kept disappearing.
Okay.
You kind of gotta hover.
Which is here.
And it'll pop up.
I'm hovering. It's not happening.
Okay, because once you have it on your chart, then it will it'll show up.
Okay.
Mine doesn't do automatically until I push the pen to make it stay there.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I do. Yes.
Okay. So if you're not hovering right, you know what I'm saying? Then that could be it.
Okay.
Also, you can go back to the settings, the
Mhm.
original settings button, and go back into general.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just click on each chart, do that again, and then click apply,
Mm-hmm.
it should pop up.
Okay. General. All right.
Right, and then you just have to go back to that gear on the new toolbar and.
People on here saying, "Hey, Jamie."
Hey, sorry, but you know.
Okay, let's work this after since I can't seem to get it to do right now.
All right.
Okay.
Blood of Jesus. Okay.
The blood of Jesus. Bye. Okay. We got SOXL. I was saying, are we at all-time highs on SOXL? We looks like we've been up here before, but not quite. We've been up into this gap before. At the $56 mark, which is in this gap. I don't know if we've been up here at this same place. Let me go look at a weekly chart. I probably need more time on it so I can see, but I don't think SOXL has been an all-time high, 59.45 yesterday. It will go up when the bell rings. Yep, definitely. Oh no, there's some here a few years back. So now this is back in 2022. No, is that 2022? Yep. Actually 2021, I think. Yeah, this is 2021. Let me put a line up here. That's so we'll know that there was some stuff happening up in this area before, up at the $68 range, and we're not quite there yet. But if we stretch this out, we should be able to see. Here we are. This was back in from October to November, December. These weeks here, we had some support and resistance in this same area. 62, 68, right around in there. Didn't go above the 68. Well, got up to 74, but those couldn't hold. So there is some resistance above us. So that's, useful. It was a while back, but we hadn't been up there in a while, several years to be exact. Okay. So if we're looking at a trade for the day on SOXL, y'all know SOXL is one of my faves. One of my favorites. We need to wait and see what the market opens. It's up a couple of dollars at this point, or $1.50. It's up $1.60 this morning. So we can see maybe there's some opportunities. There's a gap below us though. So you might want to be very careful. There's probably going to be another gap created today when it gaps up, but it definitely is the gap from yesterday is here, right? And there's most likely going to be a gap today, seeing that the price is up already, is up a couple dollars already. It's probably going to gap up here too. So just, let's see, trading accordingly. If we're looking at the put credit spread side, 80% probability out of the money is 56, but it's a plus minus 2.9. So if you're subtracting 2.9, let's say you're down at like 56, which is the same place I was. Look at there at 56. If we want to look there, 55, 56, currently paying $15. Okay, market's not open yet, but that probably is going to be lower if price is going up. If you want to go down 2.9 from the 60, you're going down 3 from 60. That puts you at 56, 57. Now it says $25, but of course, when the market opens, that'll be different. And if you want to go up 3 from current price, which is a 60, so up to 63 or 64, something like that, you can go up there. Again, the prices are going to be a little different when the market opens, but That may be an option if you're trying to get on both sides. I would be careful on the top side because the prices may run. They may keep running, but it's hard. This was hard to borrow too. Hard to borrow because they know folks will wait till they pop and then they'll start shorting it. So the way you can keep people from doing that is make it hard to borrow. All righty. So those were the ones I had. Let me see. I guess nobody has any trades they're managing. One of the things you've seen that's been happening for me, I told y'all the other day, what I did was no, not that. I put on, after I did the charting for the stock I wanted to look at, I put alerts onto my charts to say when the price gets down to the support or gets up to the resistance, to send an alert that says that the basically we're at the support, we're at resistance. So that way you can go ahead and enter your trade, get as good a premium as possible. Wait to see that it turns away from there or that it rejects at that level, and then enter your trade to get a little bit better premiums. That's something that you can do, right? So that's something. Tonight we're going to have our call, and on our call for the members, we are going to talk about identifying your stock, charting it, putting on these alerts, and how do you use this information that I'm mentioning, how you're going to use this information in your trades. I'm going to go back through the trades we did that we have on Uber. I think PayPal was one I mentioned a couple of days ago. We're going to go back through those. Can we look at Amazon? Yep. It says hard to borrow. HTB means hard to borrow. That if you're doing borrowing, you're shorting it basically, because when you're borrowing, you basically borrow the shares from the market and you short it down. So you pay at you borrow it here, and then the thought is that it goes down, and then the money you make after you sold it there, that difference between what you borrowed it for and what you made is your money to keep. Okay, that's what shorting the market looks like. You have to borrow the shares in order to short them. If short selling is something of interest to you and you're in the membership, you can do a search inside the Telegram, and that search will show you you can do like a short selling search. I have a video inside of our membership that will give you some information about shorting. Need to look at Amazon. My call credit spread is breach. Actually, I rolled it from last week to this week, and then I've maneuvered it a little bit this week, but it's currently breached. I think I have 182, 185, something like that. So here we are. Here's Amazon. This is our daily chart on Amazon. Can look here at our resistance, 189. 189.6 is our resistance. Yep, that should have been a call entry versus me having a call credit spread. Some support down here. There actually is some right here as well at the 186.95. There was a gap back here. It got filled. Gap here got filled. Gap here got filled. Filled. Okay. So you looking at a put credit spread, Tanya, or call credit spread? We can look at Apple as well. Let's see if we go look at our numbers for today's Thursday. So Thursday is a great day to be looking at 1 DTE for your credit spreads. You can definitely do that. Call credit spread, 84% out of the money. We got a plus minus 3. So if we take 3 away from where we currently are, we're at 183 or 182.5 right here. So if we go with, nope, I need vertical. 180, 182.5. currently paying $17. Of course, the market is closed. It's probably going to be a little different. And if you wanted to add 3 to this 3.3, put you at, this is like 187, put you at like 190. Let's see, 190 should be 190 is a 79% probability to have the money. If you want one more, you can go up one more, but 190 should be fine. And they're going to collect $34 on that side. You would think and put credit spread. Okay. Okay. So it looks like if you were doing the put credit spread, I'd go with the 182.5, 180, 182.5. Okay. And if we're looking at Apple, Apple's been moving a lot here recently. Their little news after their conference thing definitely made them, they jump right back into the #1 spot. Like, y'all ain't gonna, put some respect on us. NVIDIA had surpassed them as the #1 traded thing and all that stuff, the market cap and all the things that go along with that. But then Apple was like, no, not so. Not so. So at this point, they've been over 220. They've been up to 220.2. They're currently sitting at 213. 213. I can put a line here. Didn't hold that, but that doesn't mean that, things can't keep moving. It's currently at 214, 213, 214, which is just a little bit above where current price is, 212. I mean, where it closed yesterday at 212. It's currently at 214, so it's even up from here. It's going to have a bit of a gap opening. We're going to have a gap opening. So the only way I trade Apple as a seller is I would get down underneath these numbers. I wouldn't go to the top at this point, even though it's probably going to hit something up here and come the other way, but I wouldn't necessarily get on that side of it. You could for today, since you're only going to be there a day, it could be a possibility. But the other piece is going to be when you do your put credit spread, looks like 207.5. It's a plus minus 5. So if you subtract 5 from 214, you're at 210 basically, or 207.5 is going to be a little safer. 207.5, 205, paying $16 for a 2.5 spread. And currently that wouldn't be worth it, but when the market opens, it may be different. And if you wanted to go up above that 220, that was where it went and bounced off yesterday, you could go to 220, 222.5, and that's $21 it's paying. You can do that. Okay. Okay. All righty. So I've just spent a good deal of time talking about credit spreads, talking about how to pick your strikes, what to pick for the strikes, and so on and so forth. So if you don't really know much about credit spreads, or you want to know more about credit spreads, there is a vertical credit spreads training in our community. Go to educator2trader.com, educator2trader.com, and you can jump in on the vertical credit spreads training. So that way you'll have more specific training on how to do credit spreads, right? E2T membership, basically it's open. I was talking about the members. We're having our meeting this evening. We meet on once a week. At this point, it's Thursdays. We meet every morning here together. And we also have a Telegram group we hang out in, and our monthly coaching call, and that is open, $97. Come one, come all. Come one, come all. And then if you just want to get all the seller stuff, you want to see what's the seller stuff going on, you can get all the seller stuff as a bundle. All the seller bundle, you can get all in one place. It includes short selling that I mentioned a little bit earlier, options 411, cash secure puts, covered calls, vertical credit spreads, the zero DTE strategy for how do you use the zero DTE options, SPX, XSP, how do you use those on a daily basis to make at least 10% 20% profits each day. You can get all that at one place at one time. Yes, yes, yes. All at one place. Get it all together. Okay. Move it. There we go. Now we're ready for the trader's declaration. I want to make sure that we are ready for the market to open, that everybody has had some time to woosah and prepare their minds for what is to come when the market opens. So I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts growing more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Does not trade my emotions. Yesterday was a crazy day. I didn't go back to that chart. I think I wanted to look at what SX and SPY did yesterday, and it was foolishness, right? Because we'll keep in mind, and it may be something that you use for your trading plan in the future, that FOMC days don't get traded, especially if you're trading as a buyer or somebody who's looking for the movement that comes as a result of, pops and drops, pop, drop, and lock. So keep that in mind when you're trading. Maybe in the future, you say, well, I'm just going to not. I'm trying to spread this out so that I know we're looking at something else on the screen. I'll bring it back around to this in a second. There we go. This is yesterday right here in the middle. So we had a pop at the beginning of the day. Pop at the beginning of the day. The seller stepped in and it fell back and it hovered around that little medium place, the middle, all day long, kind of danced back and forth around here, dropped a little bit further, fell a little, some puts here, and then it went back up for the 2 o'clock meeting. 2 o'clock meeting, it popped back up. And then this candle right here, wick ran way up, and then it fell off like all the way through the zone. These green lines for me is the pre-market, like the first 30-minute candle. First 30-minute candle was this green line, the breakout. I'm looking at breakout on the 30-minute chart. I think before we talked about using the breakout on the 15-minute chart, but I'm using it on the 30-minute chart. But the 15-minute chart actually would have showed a breakout too, to see there. I'll keep that in mind. But anyway, it pulled back off of that and then fell off a cliff yesterday at 3:15, and then it ran back up pretty good into the close and then dropped back, and it actually closed down here. This is SPY I'm looking at. SPX did something very, very similar. So it looked the very same, the self same, or very much the same. There we go. That's yesterday. On SPX. Okay, we had a pop in the morning, ran up to a resistance place. Seller stepped in, it pulled back right around this 554.33 level. It kind of hovered around here for the rest of the day, kind of waiting for Powell to speak. And then he did. There was a pop there, that hopium, as Jamie talked about, and then we fell off a cliff. Came back up a little bit. She ran back up to about the same spot, right where it was before, and then fell off and actually closed yesterday at 54.21. But I believe it says 53.84, but I don't know if this tells us what the market is doing right now for the bid and the ask on SPX, because they don't really have a pre-market. And I don't know what SPX 500 is on here. Is there a SPX 500 on? I think it's got some other nomenclature to get to SPX 500. So you just leaving UPS. Oh yeah, that's why you're trading it. You should be trading where you're working. Hey Lisa. Okay. Trade accordingly. We had PPI data this morning. PPI data this morning, and it caused a little bit of a pop, but I think it may be pulling back some. Okay, we can go back to the other screen now. Thank you. We're going to say our prayer, and we're going to bid you adieu. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. Okay. We're going to do 2 things today, 3 things. We're going to stay green. We're going to get this money. We're going to have a great green trading day, right? And we're going to trade wisely. We're wise master traders. All righty. I'll see you all in the market. Don't forget, if you're in the membership, we're meeting tonight. And if you got questions for me, you can find me in the Telegram. If you're on here, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Put your thumbs up, put the notification bell so you can make sure that you don't miss anything. We're live every morning at 8:30. Okay. We'll see you later. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Bye. In the stream, in the stream, in the stream. It just doesn't want to close. It wants me to stay with you all. Okay, StreamYard, end the stream. StreamYard's like, no, we still going. We still going. We don't know what you're trying to do. We still going. I don't know what you're doing, StreamYard. It should be going off. I bet it's still sitting here. Yep.